Good afternoon, class. My name is Hassan, and this is my presentation for SSH, or Secure Shell. I'm going to begin with what's SSH. SSH stands for Secured Shell. It's a network protocol that gives user a secure way to access computer over unsecured network. SSH is a method to secure remote login from one computer to another. SSH sets a rules and guidance protocol that tells our computer how to send files from one place to another. Just like FTP, File Transfer Protocol, and Telnet, SSH is secured, as the name implies, with option for strong authentication and protect the communication with security and strong encryption. Next, I'll discuss about the benefits of SSH. I'll start with the first benefit, which is eavesdropping or sniffing of transmitting data. This will help us, especially if we are in an unsecured connection where an attacker can watch what's going on through and able to collect sensitive and private information for malicious use. Another benefit is IP sourcing routing. Here, the SSH can protect us from malicious users who will make our computer think we are talking to a different computer by altering the network signal. Also, SSH benefit will be DNS spoofing. Over here, SSH will protect us from hacking attack where data is inserted into a domain name, system server, cache database. And this can cause the name server to return incorrect IP addresses so that it can divert to another computer. In this slide, I'll talk about how SSH works. As we know, SSH is a program connecting to another computer remotely. So in a remote computer, after connecting, all the commands you type in your local terminal are sent to a remote server and executed there. So you can also move files from one machine to another, and this will be securely. Instead of using unsecured methods such as FTP, you can just transfer using SSH and you'll be so secured. By doing all this, you'll protect your communication security with integrity and a strong encryption. Next, in this slide, I will discuss about the SSH keys. The SSH keys resemble of password. SSH keys are an authentication method to gain access to the encrypted connection between the systems. So the SSH keys comes in many sizes. For example, the most popular one is the RSA, which has about 2048 bits encryption, which is equivalent to 617 digits long password. You can easily generate SSH keys on Windows by downloading SSH client like a PUTTY, or on a Mac and Linux, you can just generate you can just generate SSH keys on a window terminal. SSH keys give us confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the system. In this slide, I will discuss the technical aspect of SSH in Windows 2019 server. So first, you'll need to install SSH by using PowerShell. And the PowerShell is a configuration management framework from Microsoft, which consists of command line. So we'll install SSH by typing add window, capability online, and name, open SSH server 0.011. Once you install, or once the installation is successful, then we can configure Windows Server by running the following on the PowerShell. So you will type start service, SSH, startup, type, automatic, and then start service, agent, startup automatic, and then start service SSHD or start service SSH agent. After doing all this, your SSH should be working and all configured. In this slide, I'll talk about technical aspect of SSH in Linux 18.4. SSH is not installed by default on Ubuntu. We have to install and configure it. To install the Open SSH Service Server package, we will type the following command: sudo apt update, then sudo apt install open SSH-server, and you'll be prompted to enter password. After that, you will click yes to continue with installation, and next we'll make sure that you verify to see if your installation is successful and running by typing sudo systemctl status ssh. In this slide, I'll talk about the hardening of SSH. First, make sure you disable roots. So instead of using roots, you should always connect using sudo permission. Second thing, make sure you disconnect idle session. With doing this, always make sure you log people out after downtime or certain time of inactivities. Third, use SSH keys instead of using password. People can try username password combination sometimes, many times, until they find out the one that works. So make sure that you use SSH keys instead of using password. Fourth, make sure your password authentication is stronger. I'll encourage never to use or reuse password. Make sure you create a non-standard username too. And last, make sure you install fail2ban. This program will scan all logs and temporary ban IP addresses based on malicious activities, and it will help. And these are my references that I used in this presentation.